recording.
Man, that was a really great joke I said just now, but now it's lost.
Now no one will ever hear it.
The moment is just lost.
Can never be repeated.
No, never again.
Okay, so it has been a hot minute. So this map kind of is, this really high level thing where, let me make sure I'm selecting the right layer. Oh, someone added a happy little tree. How nice. So this region up here is kind of where we began the campaign. This represents the Overlord that's on the other side of the mountain pass. This is obviously where we fired off the nuke last round. And down here at the happy little tree, this is where the last round of refugees are holding up and hiding before moving on. So this is where we're kind of camping out for the night with Cabrera. This is where characters have names. Delacruz is, sitting there gently tapping the lid of his honey bear as he's eyeballing the prisoners. Alright, let me try to remember who we should have everyone now, right? Because everyone else was with Cabrera who wasn't at the base.
Yeah, that's from what I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone except Whisper.
Frosty.
Oh, yeah, he was...
No, Whisper.
Frosty went with the base. There's one guy that was captured in the first.
That's what.
Whisper ejected and hasn't been seen since.
Well, hopefully he was captured, because if he's hiding in those mountain passes up here, he's being irradiated. All right.
I thought we saw them get captured, so it was like confirmed.
Yeah.
No, we were running away. I don't think we saw anyone get anything. I think we just assumed that they were captured.
Oh, I need to do a thing.
Lake Super Hugo. Sounds like a 60s, 70s Italian James Bond ripoff movie.
Fob Francis, no more. Fob Fallout. Okay, so you guys arrive back at the camp. It's dark. You don't know what time it is. It might be sometime too early in the morning. It doesn't matter. All you know is that you have had one hell of a long day. What is your plan to rest and recover?
Well, I guess we're going to have to be pitching tents here, huh?
Or you can sleep in your ejection seat. Well, I guess you have a vehicle you can lounge in.
Yeah, the Prowler, the description kind of talks like it's an RV.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got the, 4 tons of cargo room?
Yeah. And it's environmentally sealed. I guess you got to live somewhere if you're in a hostile environment. So I think there's at least a crash couch somewhere, I'd like to think.
I gotta let the mechanic that I stole stretch his legs.
That's
Because he's been like wrapped around my chair in the Locust.
a cramped cockpit as is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
already tight. You know, like,
I've got Lieutenant Jacobson now as my prisoner.
And he was just strapped on the hood.
he got a nice tan.
Flash tan.
Yeah, you know, it's only like 12.5 calories per cubic centimeter of heat coming off a nuke explosion.
Oh, is that all? Sounds positively healthy.
That's only 3 times what it takes for a third-degree burn.
Yeah. Yeah. See, to me, that just seems like a joke ripe for, Americans will use anything but the metric system. In Tennessee, they measure nuclear blasts in calories per cubic centimeter.
Well, I mean, that's how you measure heat transfer.
Ah, damn, except that is using metric.
Hey, people like to give us grief, but who was 1/3 of creating the first atomic bomb? I rest my case.
Yeah, Tennessee's where all the enrichment happened, right?
Yeah, like it. Okay, Y-12 nuclear, whatever thing was just a few miles down the road from the campus I worked at. So.
Yeah, then they dumped some of the waste in St. Louis. Still
Well,
there.
we got the whole coal ash problem with TVA here too. That's a different story. That's getting sidetracked. We just got done tearing down our prototype molten salt reactor from the 60s like a few years ago.
Good God. And then meanwhile, Eckerson is hanging out a stone's throw, well, I guess a really long stone's throw, from the largest nuclear reactor in the United States.
Where's, St. Louis?
No. No, that's where Blinky is. Eckerson's out in Arizona.
Oh.
The Palo Verde Nuclear Power Plant.
I can just imagine this whole, like, little glowing uranium rod cartoon orientation presentation getting a job there. Welcome to Palo Verde. You have joined a growing community of nuclear professionals.
Briefly worked for an animation shop that had to do some work for them, and so they got to have a hold of the blueprints for the facility for like a week while they were setting up some 3D models. It was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
And I wonder what would have happened if he shared on my War Thunder.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Frickin' War Thunder.
A lot of this cannot leave this room going on with it, so it was.
I figured.
Good old War Thunder.
And it was pre iPhone, so it wasn't like anyone had anything that could take a really good picture of it anyway.
Alright, this tree needs a little squirrel sitting on the top of it. With this little bushy tail. And then we need some little happy little birds. Happy little birds.
Okay, I've got to say it. So, my wife's leaving work yesterday, and she sends me this picture of this scarred up squirrel eating a dead bird. And we're like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
And you mentioning squirrels and birds together, it just gave me flashbacks. It's a terrifying picture. If
See,
anybody wants to see it.
this is what happens after Bob Ross dies. The squirrels are no longer happy.
They are not. He stared at her the whole time. She heard me talking about it. But it was staring at me.
Alright. So, Cabrera's got guards up on this ridge line. So, checking the valley to the north. And also has people over here checking the passage from the west, or from the east. Excuse me. Just trying to work that out. Ugh. I hate it when a burp gets stuck. Picket? Yeah. Picket, pocket, and punket. So, there's ample security. You guys don't need to worry about trying to, cycle through and pull shifts. I want to know what your guys' sleeping plans are. I mean, De La Cruz is pretty self-explanatory.
I figure the other tanks are probably used to sleeping in, on, under their equipment in some way.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the armor sorted. Salazar and Sideseat Gunner just sleep in the trunk of the Prowler, I suppose. There's 4 tons in there. They got little race car speed beds and stuff.
I like to think that Tyre, with his nobility background, probably has far too much gear traipsing around with him, so he can have a nice place to sleep.
Well, I
He's
mean,
got like a glamping setup.
Yeah.
Makes me think of the Princess or Spaceballs.
it's my industrial strength hairdryer, and I can't live without it! You want this hot air machine? You carry it.
That could be his newest trait. Spends lots of time with his hair.
Well, you already had some fantastic wine that survived all the running around in the nukes. So,
I do. Yes.
so yeah, I can totally buy that you have the glamping set up too.
The finest pompadour this side of the hemisphere.
He takes his Nero helmet off and he's like, it's all, boy, quick, get me some fresh water.
He's got this like fancy glamping hammock that he sets up between the legs of his locust at night.
He's got a little, like one of those gravity shower pocket things that he's hooked up into the battle mech so it makes warm water. He's just like drenching his water, drenching his head down, rubbing lots of conditioner in. He's like, that's better.
Oh, I love it.
He just has a bucket pouring across the heat sink.
Yeah. Yeah.
On that note, I'll say hi. Hi, Eric. Hi, Mike.
And then I'll
I'll go back to my book.
I'm
I'm doing okay.
My granny
hobby.
Just a hobby. Doesn't have to be a granny hobby.
Okay.
Okay.
If you say something. It's good to talk to you guys.
I'll let you guys go though.
Have fun.
Gotcha.
You're from
Thank you.
All right, so that's Tyre. What's Jacobson up to?
He's just gonna try and find a nice, comfy patch of dirt and set up a modest camp for the night. Have him and the other Locust pilots just have the mechs completely powered down, and then other than that, just making sure the mechanic sticks around.
All right. Yeah, I think we can safely assume that there's enough bodies here to look after prisoners. keep them secure.
Gotcha. Got the mechanic working on polishing the feet of the locust.
Oh, got to get all the rocks out between the joints. Help it run faster.
That's right.
I even drew a big check mark on the side of it. So you got a locust. Looks like it's wearing Nikes.
You're gonna be doing some maintenance on the locust. It's like, well, I don't have any tools. And Lee produces a toothbrush and tosses it at him. Like, get to work.
Here's your toothbrush and Murphy's oil soap.
Oof. There's some flashbacks I don't need. All right. So it sounds like everyone's got a good plan.
Or at least a plan.
At least a plan. Everyone who's sleeping outside gets woken up as soon as the sky starts to brighten. I don't know if the tankers set alarms for themselves.
Probably. I would like to think so, but they're tankers.
Right, so their alarm is probably on the outside of the tank, and it says, "Shut up and go away." All right, so the camp starts rustling back to consciousness. Everyone is getting chow, some hot coffee. I imagine that Tyr pulls out his little French press and espresso beans and
not everything has to be to like top notch. I mean, he is still enlisted in armed forces.
Well, that's why I said espresso beans, not an espresso machine.
Okay. Maybe he's just like he's got a little pocket mirror with him, and he's just double checking to make sure his hair is in good shape
Before he puts the neural helmet on for the day again.
Yeah.
Yeah, using espresso beans in a French press is roughing it, man.
People
You need
pulling
a
out
coarse
the
grind for that.
People pulling out
Right?
the bar and crushing the beans on a stone with the handle.
Well, yeah, they're not espresso ground. If it was espresso ground, then yeah, you might as well just pour it into a cup of hot water and drink it like that, because it's going right through a French press filter.
One oddball Marine doing lines of
Oh, yes.
powder like it's okay.
Oh, yeah. I am freebasing the caffeine today.
I'm going to eat me a handful of crayon and I'm going to murder someone.
Starts looking at the mechanic prisoner. I got one question for you, kid. What's the best tasting crayon color?
That's why he's in the infantry.
The mechanic goes, everyone knows that purple's the best tasting crayon. Good answer. Gives him a purple crayon to eat. And they bond over...
No war crimes here. We feed our prisoners.
That's right. They're bonding over a pack of Crayolas.
Crayola issue MRE.
That's right. Turns out even SLDF grunts are still grunts. All right.
Crayola did need to diversify after they cornered the whole art market.
Yeah, I mean, what else was there, right? Had to get into food.
Yeah. Those government contracts are doozy.
Absolutely. All right, so Cabrera rounds you guys up. Says, "All right, it's time to plan the next move." And he pulls out a map that shockingly looks very similar to this, only without the nukes and stuff drawn on it. All right, so if everyone could zoom out enough to kind of see the whole map. All right. Everyone good?
Yep.
Okay. So Cabrera puts down the map, says, alright guys, so we should be decently safe for the short term where we are, but we're going to have to pick up and move south here by the end of the day. Probably move under the cover of night. We haven't seen any indication that the Overlord has moved, so it's probably still at the top of that pass. And if they have any functioning radiological equipment left at all, they won't try to come down through that pass, so we can consider the North Passage fairly safe. Which only leaves passage around the mountains to the east to get towards us. Now we know that the other two companies of the Mighty Second were, well, we haven't heard back from them. So they bore the brunt of the enemy dropship, and we may be all that's left. So, we have a bit of a conflict. We still have enemy in our backyard, and we have a lot of civilians that we need to get out of here and get to safety. We've got ample supplies if we want to split up our forces and try to do an extended guerrilla campaign. Thank you for those extra supplies, by the way, Dela Cruz. Came in handy. Good thinking.
No problem.
So since plan at this scale is a bit above my pay grade, I figure that I'll kind of just pull the squad leaders and the lance commanders and see what you guys think a good plan of action is.
Well, let's see. Jill's out of character laying down the whole kind of summary of the situation here. Like where that Lake Super Hugo is to the north on the map is where our first map was, essentially. And north of that's where the first Wounded Overlord is, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and somewhere to the northeast beyond that is where the other two units went MIA, or presumably KIA.
Right, yeah, this area up here is where they had their big battle, and no one knows what the result of that was.
Other than nuclear fallout.
Yeah, other than they saw a really bright light on the other side of that southern mountain and went, dear God. Taurians.
So...
Oh, speaking of which, did any of you guys see the picture that went through, made its rounds through social media this week? It was like a ball and chain mace, but the ball at the end was the demon core.
No.
It came up in my in one of my BattleTech groups on Facebook, and you know, with the tagline of "Somewhere in the Periphery."
Seems legit.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Well, out of character strategizing, I think we should go recon the Overlord. Because the one unit they sent after us that we had problems with is now particles in the atmosphere of a lot of radioactive decay. So, whatever's left up there had to, if it wiped out the other two units, can't have done so unharmed. We're still in pretty good shape. It's probably a good time to go see what's up there.
All right.
I'd agree. Although we face a superior force against us, better reconnaissance route on
Here,
them
take some.
versus
And then I'm
us,
gonna do the rest of them.
and we
I
can
don't need any.
pick
Are you
and
sure?
choose a
Not even one?
place and time for our battles.
The key objective is just get intelligence. If we see a target of opportunity that wouldn't get us in trouble, then maybe get it. But mainly see what's left to deal with. Maybe we can deal with that first and have a lot easier time getting the civilians out.
Oh yeah. Did you know that they have the
All right.
$1.50 talking about movie theater at the concession stand?
What are your thoughts, Lee?
No, it's tiny size.
Tiny size is $3.50. Those are like 99 cents at the.
Recon's always smart. I'm down for that.
Candy is good price. It's $3.
All right. So, recon. This is where the path of the fallout is as much of a bane as it is a boon, because while it stops them from coming down from the north, it also stops us from moving to the north.
Oh, we can't get that far north. I thought it was kind of moving northeast. We might have. Oh, the green line's the fallout. My bad. I misunderstood.
Yeah, yeah. So,
If you have a bucket list, and you put a life experience, things I've always
It's
done.
probably a couple of weeks before that's going to be safe.
and even then, it'll be centuries before it'd be safe to be traipsing around with mechs and tanks kicking up the dirt.
Yeah, we have to go around anyway. But we have to go around anyway. So
Like you have to think of all the things, not just things that were
we
on
might
the
as well
list
just
that
do
made
it.
to the other list. Do you see what I'm saying?
So, am I
Like-
correct? Is that northeast where somebody put the black dot, like, safe as far as fallout?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm trying to draw my.
So you can
Oh, that's not gonna work. I'm trying to draw a nuclear danger sign.
Radiation hazard sign, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, of course, I want to somehow put that on the tip of the missiles on my Arrow 4 Irby. It might be too small. I might have to just paint the underside of the lid like that.
You walk around hitting people in miniature to magnifying glass with a
Oh.
smile. Just look.
I can't copy and paste the image. If you want to, James. Put a bunch of them along that green line.
Good night.
Or get a proper radiological
Riley.
icon to throw down there.
Oh, we're playing BattleTech RPG on Roll20. Let's see. How do I do this? Man, now I feel like I have to find a way.
It's not a challenge. Just trying to have fun with drawings.
So let's see if I do. I do this.
Hey, Mike, it's only 300 feet away.
Oh, is that all?
Practically. Yeah, you could just see it from here.
Yeah, I did not bother setting up the scale on this one. Although I guess, you know, with those distances, it still gives you a relative idea of how long it would take to traverse. Okay, okay. Okay, so recon. One concern with moving to the northeast is, well, we don't know how many forces they have up there, and it could be enough to make travel that way impossible. Why don't we send the bugs to try to run up this ridge line to get a look into the valley and see whether or not it's safe for us to at least try to set up a base camp down here at the neck of this opening.
We're trying to figure stuff out. They're not going to the museum with us, so it's just our family going to the museum. And then I think
Yeah, I mean, that
So-
sounds good. Like we can
going to Sarah's to pick up
do
Blake,
the roundabout
and then we're going to
way
visit
just to stay safe as we're coming up to the peak.
Right.
We give ourselves a good escape should it not be safe once we get up here.
Right. And then we can keep the rest of the forces, right, down here in this this three-way pass to provide support if need be, and cover an escape.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a great idea.
Okay. Then let's go ahead and make that happen.
Sweet.
All right. So let's see. It's 07:25 now. How soon do you think you guys can be up and running? Think you could be ready to move by 9 o'clock?
Easily.
All right.
We just gotta warm up the fusion engines, man. We're good to go.
You say that as you're still chewing your breakfast.
I can eat and flip switches.
The bulb of the step of the neck helps.
Especially at the pace that a locust runs.
I can have Mr. Mechanic over here flip all the switches to get it up into maintenance mode, and then we can kick it the rest of the way after breakfast.
All right, 8 o'clock then. Anyone else have an objection?
No, sir.
All right, that's what we're gonna do. We'll plan on having you guys head out of here by 8 o'clock. No rush. Take your time. Just try to get to the pass by 9. Recon from 9 till 10:30, and then be back here by noon. And we'll make a plan from there. Since we're trying to avoid leaving base camp until nightfall, which won't be until 21:35 this time of year.
Wait, did you say 29:35 this time of year?
I thought I said 21:35.
Oh, my bad. I misunderstood. That's why I asked. I was like, how many hours is in a day?
All the
Low
hours.
rotating planet, 32 hours.
Fortunately, it's only 10 days in
It
But
rotates
dang, waiting for
slowly,
weekends
but
is
it'll
hard.
rotate.
All right. So breakfast wraps up. Y'all fire up your equipment. All right, Lance leaders, walk me through what you're what you're planning to have your men do.
Before we go much further, is it possible to do armor repairs?
Ah. How much armor are you missing?
1 point on the Griffin, and 2 points on the Firestarter.
I thought we got those repairs done while we were still in the base, now known as Smoldering Nuclear Crater. Because the mechanics buddies were all like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Just our primaries, not the guys that stay behind. So like my Shadows Locust needs repairs.
oh yeah, my bad, I forgot."
I
Everything.
pointedly
And
refused to have
so
the
does Dings.
techs work on my mechs. The captured techs.
That's right, you did. Oh, looking at the Firestarter sheet, he looks like he's full up.
That's because I don't update the sheet. I have them on paper.
Oh,
That's very helpful.
what does he look like on paper?
Well, the Firestarter is only down 2 armor points.
On the torso?
One on the left arm, and then 1 on torso. And then my Griffin is down 1 point on his left leg.
Should have just taken a picture and texted it to him.
Griffin is down 1 point on the left leg.
Are you actually updating the doodad on the...
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, my God, while they have those spiffy sheets, I might as well use them. I just wish they had them for vehicles.
It's useful for yes. Because then it's useful for both sides, the player and the GM, to know what the heck is going on with everyone.
Yeah.
I figure the GM has enough to worry about.
No,
You can trust me to keep accurate records.
there's no armor repair equipment here.
Okay. I'll do a quick meeting up with Lee then. I know you're down a mech. If you like, I can send my Dervish or the Phoenix with you. They're not quite as fast as yours, but they can provide some long range support.
It's appreciated, but we'll stick with the guys that can book it, because we're going to need that speed getting up that mountain.
All right. Well, they all jump too.
Oh, that's true. Your guys jump.
Send the Firestarter and just burn down the forest.
They'll never see it coming.
It's
We'll
just
move under the cover of flame and smoke.
it's just aftermath from the nuke, right?
Right. I mean, yeah. If you want to send a guy up with us, he's gotta keep up.
All right. I'll send along. Who's my Dervish pilot? Did I give him a name yet? Nope, he doesn't have a name yet.
No, your pilots have to earn their names.
Yes, they do.
Right now, he's only known as Meat Shield.
Meat Shield, a Dervish. Oh, that's the wrong role.
I know, right?
And it's the best call sign.
And plot armor the Phoenix.
Well, as the slow armor, I figure I'll be the line that just covers the return path. Advances so far and make sure they got a place with support to run back behind in case something happens.
All right. So
Yeah, we'll just tell you when to queue up the rock and roll over open comms.
Yeah. Tell me where you need me.
Like they're coming, hit it.
welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. as the Gauss rifle rounds start flying.
Jethro Tull's thick as a brick. Is that Elton John? Who's Elton John?
That's when you need a unit with the 2 Gauss rifles, one that says fun painted on the sign, the other that says games.
Fun and games.
Give him a point. Give him something.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah.
Give him a story point.
Yeah, you can have a point for that one. Alright. So where do you plan on setting up your various tanks in the meantime? And Tier, where's the rest of your jumping lance gonna be?
They're going to be hanging out in the road section there with the rest of the group.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking where I'm pinging, that general area is kind of where I would have my tank set up. Unless it's pretty clear, then, well, no. I mean, it'd be hard for me to go over the mountain in armor. It'd be even harder on some parts of our body to go through the radiation. So.
Yeah, well, like I assume we're not gonna have you guys in the tanks coming up the mountains unless like we confirm unless we confirm we need to cross that mountain. Like,
right.
We're not gonna put you through that effort unless it's a requirement.
So I'm thinking somewhere around in this little crossroads in the valley there, where we watched the nuke go off from.
All right.
It's got places for tanks to hide. We can cover a couple of different firing arcs, and we're in a good position to start trudging over the mountain if we have to.
All right. Sounds like everyone's got a plan. 3 firefighters and the dervish. Boing, 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 boing.
Jump Around's going to be playing on calm.
Jump up and get down.
Jump, jump, jump.
All right.
Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin.
All right, so let me see. It's been a while since I've played with Roll20. I'm like, all right, where is the part where you actually roll the dice? It's over here. All right. For the teams going up the mountain, go ahead and give me a piloting skill check to see how that goes.
It goes swimmingly.
Give it an easy difficulty check, and boy, that's about. We can just do
one for each.
no.
Tyler, you just want like one.
You can just do one for your whole team.
All right.
So it turns out there was a well-maintained road over the mountain.
Right. No modifiers.
All right. Easy check. No one so much as having a foot land out of place. So you guys are able to make it up to the top of the ridge line. The forest is still providing you decent cover. How cautious do you want to be in scouting? So the more cautious you are, the less likely you are to be seen while you're scouting, but the less information you could potentially gather versus, more likely to get seen, but you'll have a higher chance of seeing everything there is to be seen.
My line of thinking is that if we are discovered, we are kind of stuck. Like I know there's unknown terrain outside the map, but like there's not really much place for us to go other than lead them back to our other guys within this map, and that doesn't feel ideal. So I feel like the more cautious we can be, the better off we are.
All right.
Like
Yeah.
stealth is more important than the intel.
Okay.
Anybody that sees us, we pretty much need to shoot on sight and have no one hurt them. Shot.
I got to
Well,
play
that's
by.
assuming we can.
Got
That's
to
assuming we can take them.
got to play by Rockstar Games witness rules.
Somebody on a ridge line 4 miles away.
I saw you. Ooh, where?
All right. So I'll add up another easy difficulty check. Give me a tactics check to beat that.
Like tactics check.
Do I need to be in on that one, or
No, because you're not up there directing
Yeah,
people
so
around.
Sure.
I do not have a tactics skill, so you just want 2d6.
2d6 plus intelligence, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. 2d6 plus intelligence. Okay. Well, of course I did that the wrong way.
Oh, I thought only I did that.
There we go.
Ooh, good roll. Okay. So you succeed. You succeeded
Do you
in.
want just the one for the whole unit, or do you want my one NPC to roll also?
That's so scary.
He's following the commands of Lee.
Yeah. We'll say that you know, how heavy's a dervish? 35?
55.
55? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know that, Nick. Yeah, Lee's used to commanding lighter mechs, so he may not be used to the special considerations needed for a mech literally twice the size of what he's used to.
That's got about the same armor as what he's used to, though.
Yeah, but physical size is different. I'm in a tiny mech that can hide in trees.
Yeah, and I was being facetious about how thin-skinned a dervish is.
How thin-skinned is a dervish?
They
It's
don't
not
have
as-
as much armor as you would like for a 55.
Yeah, for a medium mech, it's not well armored.
Oh,
It's
so,
mainly a missile harassment. Think Tiny Crusader, in a way.
oh, so they tried to make a Crusader the same weight as a Wolverine, so it only has as
Yeah.
much armor as an urban mech?
The prime models, like 2 LRM-10s, 2 SRM, I want to say 2s, and like 2 medium lasers. It jumps and it's 5.8.
Shoots and missiles, tiny crusader.
That does sound like a tiny Crusader. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm exaggerating. It's a Tiny Crusader.
All right.
And those other friends over my way.
All right. Yeah. Give the dervish his own roll then.
Alright. I don't have a intelligence score for the NPC.
Uh oh.
I'm gonna roll it.
Well, that means he's a 1.
Me pilot.
2d6 with 1 rank of disadvantage.
Oh, he has an intelligence. He has an intelligence of 1.
That's an intelligence.
He's got that military intelligence.
That's right.
Is he an orange cat? He's got the one brain cell.
Ooh.
Uh
I
oh.
think that's a myth, man. My orange cat's never gotten the 1 brain cell.
Well, they all share it. All orange cats in the world.
How
I
many
don't think they gave him a cut.
how many orange cats have you gone through, Eckerson?
Too many to count.
That's a cat stereotype. Orange cats are dumb.
Wait, may I use Edge to re-roll my 1?
Yes.
All right. Using an Edge.
Hey, there we go.
5 more.
So
Total of 9.
he stumbled for a moment, and a boulder slipped loose, and you thought, oh no, we started an avalanche. But fortunately, the boulder only rolled about 10 meters before it was stopped by a thick tree. Crisis averted. All right.
He leans over. You know, that's not the only time in my life where a thick tree saved my bacon.
All right. Now give me ye old perception check. This is against hard difficulty. My God!
I rolled shitty.
Wow! 4d6 and it came up 7. 1141.
Sounds like an information helpline. Just dial 1141.
Oh, awful. Yeah, great. You guys see absolutely everything without being seen, being super cautious.
I think they're being very bad, but they're trying really hard at it.
All right, so let me do kind of a
And they
thing.
just keep knocking over all these trees.
And all those rocks, including the one that I tripped over.
All right. So out. Whoa, that is. What is that? That is not what I thought I was doing, but it's kind of neat.
It looks like.
There we go.
Platypus.
I figured out what happened. All right, give me a sec.
Oh, it's not an ink blot? Okay.
But otherwise, alien facehugger all the way.
You only say that because of all the Alien games that we've been watching.
The behind the scenes on Aliens Romulus, they have a practical effect face hugger.
I
Like,
saw that!
avatar thing.
That is cool
It's
as heck!
So cool looking. The little legs.
Oh,
drives.
that thing is
And
nightmare
it, like,
fuel.
self-corrects.
Yeah. That thing is the stuff of nightmares.
It's wonderful.
Oh, this is going to take forever. Alright, well, where that black smudge is, you see just strewn wreckage of mechs, tanks, score marks, little fires all over the place, smoking wreckage. And of interest, you are able to see. Hang on, let me zoom in to draw this so that it's not quite so sloppy and haphazard.
Is it the Dominus?
No, the technology for that has not been devised yet. Well, actually, I guess that would be Starlink tech, wouldn't it? Except for that Clan Large Pulse Laser that it ended up with.
It's the Dominus 2. It's a super heavy tripod version.
Oh man, what would I do in that? How would I design that?
The Dominus. So disappointed in myself.
Why?
It was exactly what I asked for. But it was a case of I gave you terrible requirements. So I guess, Zero, for for background, back in high school, we were running this was second edition MechWarrior RPG set in Clan Invasion, and I was like, hey, I want a custom made assault mech, and but I didn't have the rule books for making them, and Blinky had basically everything memorized. And so he's like, all right, well, what do you want? And Blinky was running the game. And I was like, I want a 100-ton mech with, 20 tons of armor, 464 movement profile, and just like as many medium lasers as you can give it, and enough heat sinks to be able to fire everything, run, and generate no heat.
That's impossible. Okay.
So it was like every single critical slot was filled. We got the 464. It had 5 medium lasers in each hand, a large laser in the center torso, and a small laser in the head.
You kind of just built a big battle master.
It was more like a shitty Kodiak. And I mean, yeah, it was exactly the mech that I asked him for, but I was so obsessed with the fact that on a damage per ton basis, almost nothing beats the medium laser.
Yeah, it really is like the standard by which all weapons are measured.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, yeah,
As long as you can get within 6 hexes.
Right. It's not perfect. It's just near.
Right. That's where the light PPC comes in handy. It's like, oh, it's kind of like a medium laser that has the range of a PPC. Or the heavy medium laser, which is a medium laser that does the damage of a PPC.
Could have options.
Yeah, yeah. That's where the Dark Age kind of started getting fun. Is they're like, hey, let's actually introduce some new weapon ideas.
It's all fucking jihad, man.
Oh, that's all. That's jihad era. Okay.
Everything everyone ever blames on the Dark Age came from the jihad or post Civil War.
Okay. Well, I guess I just associate all of that with being Dark Age because to me
it didn't go Clan Invasion, Dark Age. There was shit that happened in between.
Right. Well, because in my mind, Dark Age is what ended the Jihad, even though I know that that's technically incorrect because there was the whole Republic of the Sphere Phase 2.
Yeah, but no one even explored the Republic era. It was there, it happened, and no one cared. Unless you're Lao. Lao cared.
Because then they got to be awesome.
Well, no, they got like half their territory taken away from them, and that pissed them off.
Oh.
So they spent the entire time trying to get it back.
Okay. Well.
How many times does the Capellan Confederation need to lose half their territory and then get angry about getting that back?
At least one more time.
Okay.
Right? It's like Comstar having a secret military. So often in Battletech history, it's just a trope.
It's like, come on, you can't even get mad about that anymore.
You should just expect it by now. The only reason why they don't expect it is enough time passes that it's a completely different generation of people who weren't there the last time it happened.
Exactly. All right. So anyway, no, there's no Dominus on the battlefield.
Bunch of guys doing stuff, making noise in the inky black spot.
Ah, no. I did not want it at extra large. I failed.
This inky black spot almost looks like the Lyran Commonwealth after Jade Falcon and the Wolf Empire got to it.
Oh yeah, all those weird in-battle maps sweeping back and forth.
Where it's like, oh, well, there's a big offensive push over there, an offensive push over there.
Yeah, And then this is the capital of the Lyran Commonwealth, right here in between the two closest points of the border where they had their territories taken from them.
All right, so on today's episode of 5-Year-Old Draws Military Vehicles.
Dang, that's a talented 5-year-old.
Tesla enters the arms industry.
Oh no.
We call it Cyber Tank.
Just don't try to turn. The steering wheel might fall off.
It's all still PlayStation 1 era polygonal mecha and tanks.
First tank ever designed for the U.S. Armed Forces on a piece of toilet paper.
That way you could wipe your ass with the design readily made. All right.
Don't worry, guys. We made this tank out of stainless steel.
Hooray.
That's not actual armor. But it's okay, because we gave it a gazillion horsepower. Does it actually function? No, but it's really fast.
0 to
Don't get it-
60.
just don't
and
get
your
it wet.
postage screens.
And don't shoot at it. And it'll be fine.
And don't let it shoot, because then it might not stop shooting.
Don't hit any bugs. Alright. So we got some mechs, we got some tanks. What's the
Don't
size
use
of the
it
force
wrong.
that we're seeing?
Very much a light scouting force.
Alright,
It
so
is.
They've got some infantry, they've got some squid, they've got a tank.
Yes, they have a Hanar for Mass Effect. He's walking around talking about the Enkindlers, and they're like, "Oh my God, shut up! I'm gonna shoot this damn jellyfish."
Would you like to hear about the kill?
No, you already told me about them. Where's the renegade punch you in the face option?
You wouldn't punch a jellyfish.
I just kind of see your fist going. Bloop.
You punch it, and yeah, it just kind of like ripples, and it says, "The Enkindlers would not take kindly to you striking their prophets."
Yeah, then it probably poisons you.
Aw, man, now my hand's all tingly. Everything in wireframe.
Does the enhanced image?
Right.
Oh, God. Image enhancement engaged.
I'm curious how they're going to do that in MechWarrior 5 plans. Or if they're even going to bother touching it with a 10-foot pole.
I mean, did they do anything for it in MechWarrior Online when they got the clan mechs?
Not that I recall, but I ducked out around that time. And in like MechWarrior 2 plans, it was like all wireframe like that on the cartoon, like you said.
Yeah. Well, yeah. At that point, it was just, alright, just stop rendering it. Stop rendering the skin. Just render the edges.
I mean, MechWarrior 2, they were lucky to have it work at all.
Yeah.
That game did not work until the very end.
Now, if I would approve, and this might be controversial, but I would approve if they made it some sort of bullet time, sort of that system thing.
That'd be hard to do in something that could be multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you could do bullet time. Like, the whole point of it was to let you see everyone's damage stats. You could just overlay that over the mech models now. Like, that could just be a shader now.
In theory, but we're talking about PGI.
Where they like to say, hey, we got a really great idea. Oh, are you going to flesh it out? Nope. But we're going to have a good idea.
I'm going to be fair. You know, a lot of times they just don't know how to flesh it out. They tried, and that's a different discussion altogether.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, you know what? I have had an absolute blast playing MechWarrior 5.
Oh, me too.
It is definitely more fun with
Perfect.
friends.
Yep. Is it perfect? Hell no. It's far from it, but it's got character.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really what it is. It has character. There has not... I don't know if there has been a perfect MechWarrior game that I have played, with the exception of MechWarrior 3 Mercenaries. I think it was 3. No. 2? 3 Mercenaries.
Three was the one where
You start off in a bushwhacker and you have the repair vehicles.
you took a clan planet using just salvage and like one lance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Not the one where you get captured by Ghost Bear and have to escape in a Kodiak. That I didn't play that game.
2, when it was new, was amazing. Mercenaries or clans.
Oh yeah.
2
A lot of hours playing too.
2 was really,
Yeah.
really good. It definitely was.
Especially if you took the time to read the journal entries and stuff.
Yeah, I did not. I didn't know anything about the lore back then. So to me, it was just, all right, on to the next mission. Just let me kill things. Let me kill things.
Yeah, the journal entries were great.
Yeah.
Told really good stories and a lot of it.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I missed out on the best parts of 2 by just trying to speed through the gameplay. But, 3, the way the salvage system worked in 3 was just so much fun. Like, you had to salvage every bullet that you fired. And so, there would be times where you're like, oh man, I think I'm going to have to do an all energy build right now. I am not getting shit for ammo. And
I wouldn't mind if they added some sort of logistical supply to make a weird game.
yeah, I really liked the logistical stress that added into the game. Now, I hated the fact that annihilators would knock you on your butt from, a kilometer away.
All annihilators.
4 urban mechs in a trench coat. That's something that MechWarrior 5 is missing, is knockdown mechanic.
Yes. It would be nice to have that. Anyway, I think we're straying. Or are we done for this?
Oh, yeah.
That's gotten forced.
Yeah. I mean, I guess looking at the time, it's a little bit of both. All right, so you guys have found a light scouting force. I was intending that to be 1 humanoid mech. You're at too great of a distance to tell. 1 chicken walker mech, and 1 tank.
Which way are they headed?
They're not moving right now. They look like they're just holding position.
Well, I'm cool with that.
All right.
Yeah.
So that gives everyone something to think about for next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
I'm
right.
gonna try and. Can I communicate that back to the guys that are down in the valley at least? So
Yeah.
That, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna tight beam that down the mountain.
Doing mech hand signals with your locust.
Yeah, the next with no hands.
Yeah.
It holds up a foot and doesn't use
The armor panels that hold the machine guns are flapping.
Is he trying to shoot in Morse code?
He just starts writing it out on the ground in front of you with his medium laser.
Draws a little tank in the ground.
Yeah.
It just starts making tally marks.
And honestly, the drawings of the figures here, what I end up drawing with the medium laser, because that's as good as I could draw with a laser on the mountainside.
Good enough. All right. So, I think we've got some good direction for where to go for the next session. I definitely have a more clear idea of what to do for a ground level map next time. And I have some fun ideas on how to implement it, so we'll see how that goes. So, I think that will wrap this one up a tad early. I'm glad we got to do this, though.
Yeah,
Are we
it's
wanting
nice.
to play
It's nice
weekly,
to get a little bit of time.
No, it's still going to be bi-weekly.
Okay.
That
But
works for me. I just have it. I just have a nice event in the calendar that reminds me.
okay.
Like, oh, this is the Friday that it's happening.
Yeah, now that I'm on 410s, I no longer have the, oh, well, this is my off Friday, so there's my reminder. Now it's like, well, every Friday's my off Friday, but oh my God, I am so busy every day. Like, I think it was, well, okay, I guess it was whenever I mentioned it at, what, 6:30? Yeah, 6:37 was when I finally stopped doing things today around the house.
Yeah, I just got home like a little after 7.
Yeah. Oh, so
I
that kind
got my
of cuts
Man,
it
my
tight for
commute
you
is
then.
Terrible too. I walked down the hallway at 3:30 in the afternoon because I had finished with my HR training, and I went, "Well, that's going to be my week."
Well, someone's got to learn how to put padlocks on Ethernet cables.
Right? Network secure.
Oh, is that how that works? Oh, God, I've been doing it wrong all this time.
Oh.
All right. Well, gentlemen, have a wonderful evening and a fantastic weekend, and I will talk to you all later.
You as
Thank
well.
you
Have
too.
a good one.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.